What's going on, people? We got some more breaking news for you. Big news today. DAZN, the combat sports streaming service, had some major announcements today. Kendrick, what's going on? What's going on with DAZN today, man?
The zone trying to find some way to cover those bills they got to pay. They ain't cut people 150 and 300 million dollar contracts and putting 100 million dollar contracts on the table. They like, shit, we got to find a way to pay for this. So they went from 9.99 a month to 19.99. It includes 100 fights throughout the year, but we don't got no real library. I've said this off the air. I'll say it on the air. Stay with the template that's in place, aka WWE Network and the UFC Fight Pass. Like, it makes too much sense that they don't do it.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big announcement. I mean, you're going from if you're a monthly subscriber, you're now having to pay double. But if you go with that yearly option, you're actually saving money versus the 9.99 a month that it was. The price change goes into effect in what 2 days from now on Monday, I believe.
Yeah,
But
there's
it's
a
a
there's a countdown right now on the Zone website, and also too there was
yes.
no option to get a year subscription up until today. So it's kind of like they trying to force your hand.
Yeah, they're trying to force your hand, but at the same time, I think the year option is a good thing because if you look at UFC Fight Pass, you have that yearly option. I believe WWE has that option as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know Fight Pass does because that's how I pay for my Fight Pass subscription is the yearly, and it's a lot easier. It's just one payment. You don't have to worry about seeing that deduction every single month come out of your bank account, and it's a little cheaper too. So that's the way I like to see it. But I think it's a good thing to have that option on there for sure.
You know, for sure, because if you really are into a combat sports fan, because as of right now, the zone has Canelo Alvarez, the $325 million man, Anthony Joshua, heavyweight champion of the world, Gennady Guinness Golovkin, aka Triple G, under contract for 6 fights. If you're a boxing fan, this is where you want to be. The zone is bringing the big names, therefore they're going to have to bring big fights to support this. So if you're on the boxing side of the things, I think you're a okay. You pay $100, basically a pay per view and a half, and you get all these guys fights because each of them will be fighting at least 2 times a year, barring injury.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing for boxing fans, more so than MMA fans, because MMA fans, you've got Combate Americas and you've got Bellator. Is that a price worth paying $20 a month for, or as a part of that package, $100 a year for? I don't know if that's a good value for you if you're an MMA fan, considering you're consuming most of the high level MMA via streaming service right now, anyways, with ESPN Plus just announcing that whole pay per view change, um, and of course UFC Fight Pass as well. So it's kind of crazy to justify it if you're an MMA fan. I don't know. I just don't know if those two promotions are really worth that much money, every single month.
For sure, like when you look at it, it says it has change up debut, and you see people like Anthony Joshua on here fight Big Baby Billy, Canelo Alvarez, and Daniel Jacobs, and then you see Michael Chandler and Patricio Pitbull, and Michael Chandler is looked at as the face. Like, you got a triple picture of Triple G on this poster, you have a picture of Canelo, a picture of Anthony Joshua, and a picture of Michael Chandler. Which one of these do not belong with the others?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, listen, Bellator's not a bad promotion. They obviously have exciting fights. Same with Combate Americas, but it's just adding up. It's adding up too much. It's expensive to be a combat sports fan these days. Where you used to just get everything under one cable provider, and then with everybody cutting the cord, everything's all segmented. So of course you're gonna have to pay here and there for your bits and pieces that you want. I mean, if you're paying for everything now, you're essentially back at the same price for a cable subscription. So it's kind of hard to justify all of it. Um, but yeah, if you're a boxing fan, this has to be a great thing for you. If you're an MMA fan, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's really worth it.
Yeah, yeah, especially with when the biggest brand of them all is not associated with it. Even if UFC was involved, it make you think. The fact that UFC is not involved, it's kind of like it's going to slowly but surely go to a pro boxing streaming service versus a boxing MMA.
Yeah, and that's the thing also with Fight Pass, they have boxing on there now. They're starting to add more boxing, starting to scoop up some of these smaller things like that, and I guess kind of take away from content that could go on to Zone. But it is what it is. A lot of people that I know have Fight Pass, they use it to watch all the other stuff, all their jiu-jitsu competitions, submission grappling, things like that, other MMA promotions, kickboxing. There's a lot on Fight Pass, a lot more that's on DAZN right now, and of course with the UFC being the biggest name. But again, as I mentioned earlier, the majority of their premium content is now going over to ESPN Plus with the live fights and of course the pay-per-view structure too. So
One thing I don't understand is how the zone expects to keep people on a subscription base and they don't have no real library. Even they just have the library of their fighters. They say they have the Canelo Alvarez library, but yet it's really hard to look for. It's not like readily there where you can just put in Canelo Alvarez and all the fights pop up like you can for a UFC Fight Pass or WWE Network. So it's kind of like, are you trying to hoodwink me like you've been doing for the last year or what?
yeah, that would make it worth it, right? If they're having a catalog of these things, if they can acquire like catalogs of old boxing fights, things like that, to put it on there, make it more like a UFC Fight Pass, make it more like a WWE Network. Give me another reason to sign up for your service other than you got 100 events a year with some pretty big names, obviously in the boxing side of the things. But I mean, what we've seen, even just we're 7 months into this thing with DAZN, and they've had some issues even with Bellator. So like even getting some of their fights on there, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I agree with you. They need to have a library. Start archiving everything that's been on the app. Let me go back and watch it whenever I want. And then again, like I said, get some old content that we can go back and watch whenever I'm bored. Let me fire up. I can fire up. I can fire up, Raw from 1993 if I wanted to on WWE Network. I can fire up UFC 2, UFC 3 on Fight Pass, just to watch the old school stuff. So it's like, give me that option. Give me that option.
The zone, if you listen to us, give us something. It's like y'all like dressed up this hamburger, but you don't got no cheese, no bacon, no nothing. But you want to charge me $15. Can't do it. Won't
20.
do
20.
it.
Yeah, it's
Can't
good.
do it.
It's I don't know. For me, I like the fact that they have the yearly option now, so that's a thumbs up for me. If you're a monthly subscriber, though, I mean, maybe if you're hopping in for that one off, maybe you subscribe just to see the Anthony Joshua fight. Maybe you just subscribe just to see the Triple G or the Canelo that one time and then cancel at the end of the month. Just like people do with WWE. They subscribe for WrestleMania, unsubscribe right after that. So you pay $10 for it. You're saving money there, essentially, but there is some value in it still because you got to think Spence Garcia this past weekend was $65, right? And that's for one event. So if you're really into the combat sports world and you do watch a lot of combat sports, it's a great value still. For those fringe fans, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely too early to say that this is just some straight BS. But for me, I don't see how this model is gonna last forever. Like people keep they acting like it is.
I think it will.
It's like they're trying to cut the corner.
Yeah. I think it will go. I think it will last. It's just that you have to keep pumping out the content. You have to keep giving us names. Like you said, you got to give us a library. Give me a reason to stay subscribed to your service. Again, the live events are great, sure. If it's great fights, if it makes me want to fire up the app. Because right now, I have this zone on my phone. I have not opened it since I downloaded it. Okay, that's just like I have no reason to go to it right now. So give me more reasons to go to it other than the five big names you announced. Give me some more reasons. You know.
I did the old school Okie though. I did Canelo and that bum guy that got hit one time in the body and looks down and starts looking at his trainer because he didn't win none. And I counted the next day because I'm like, the zone is not for K Johnson.
Right.
So it's like y'all need to step your game up if you want my money.
Yeah, that's it. So along with these changes, I want to see more from DAZN. Pretty big news. Obviously, anytime a streaming service announces a pricing change, everybody kind of holds their breath like, whoa, what are you doing? When Netflix did that a little while back, they pumped it up, but I think they actually ended up getting more subscribers to their service. But that's Netflix. They got a gang of content, no matter what your interest level is. So hopefully we see more from DAZN as they continue to grow. Again, they're only 7 months in. I want to know what people think about the pricing change. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. First off, are you even subscribed to DAZN? So if you are a current subscriber to DAZN, let us know in the comments below. if you are currently, you're still grandfathered in for I think until next year on that $9.99 a month. So that's a kind of a good thing as well. So let us know in the comments below. Are you a current subscriber? Will you be subscribing for the $20 on a one-off? Will you be subscribing for the year at the $100? You know, you got to think, hey, $100 for the whole year, 100 fights. It's $1 an event. I don't know, you know.
For your truly who'll be at half the event, it's not worth it.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
know I know a dude I call the Stream King. I'm about to holler at my boy
Yeah.
off the air to get that show.
Yeah, yeah, you know, it is what it is. So let us know in the comments below, and we're interested to hear what people think about this price change. So let us know.